Hi, my name is Ben Jones, and I'm an analyst at Dorsey Wright and Associates. And over the last few weeks, I've been paying attention to the World Cup for cricket. And tomorrow, India will play Sri Lanka in the finals. You know, after a few weeks of competition, India and Sri Lanka are the two strongest teams. So no matter how it ends up tomorrow, they're both winners. But I know that's probably not the case of some of y'all because you guys have to beat Sri Lanka. But it's definitely been fun to watch. I hope you all will enjoy watching the game tomorrow. But when you step back and think about the Cricket World Cup, you know, one thing that comes to mind, you know, that is very similar to kind of what we use here at Dorsey Wright is relative strength. Cricket, or sports, is similar to relative strength. When one team plays another, you have a winner. And when we use relative strength here at Dorsey Wright, we simply compare one thing against another to determine which one is currently the winner, or which one is outperforming. That's all relative strength is. It's an arm wrestling match. It's a cricket match. One team versus another. One stock against another stock. One stock against an index. One ETF versus another ETF. One sector versus another sector. The possibilities are endless. But just like in a cricket match, we have a winner. Just like relative strength, we have this stock or this fund is the winner because it's outperforming. And if you look at the World Cup rankings, or let's say the test match rankings, we have a list or a ranking of the strongest cricket teams down to the weakest cricket teams. And through the relative strength methodology that we use here at Dorsey Wright, we're able to do that as well. We're able to create our own unique ranking system for stocks or for ETFs or for mutual funds. And just like the ranking, let's say India is up at the top and let's say Zimbabwe is down at the bottom. You know, in let's say the US, we have from an asset class perspective, you know, U.S. equities up at the top, specifically, let's say in the energy and basic materials sector, while let's say utilities and telecommunications are down at the bottom. That's so similar to what you find in the cricket, just that ranking. And by doing that, we're able to objectively analyze the market. And we're able to find those pockets of leadership. More importantly, we're able to invest in those areas of leadership. And that's what we've done with, let's say, our India equity model. We compare over 50 Indian stocks against each other to determine what stocks are currently outperforming, what stocks are the Indias and the Sri Lankas of the Indian stock market, and what stocks are the areas of weakness, such as, let's say, Zimbabwe or Canada or the Netherlands that are down at the bottom. So we know that we need to invest in those strong stocks and avoid those weak ones. And with the Indian equity model, we're able to accomplish that. So what Tom talked about last week was about the performances and analyze kind of the methodology. And what I want to do here is just look at some of the holdings. And right now, the model is currently allocated towards 5 positions across a good diverse set of sectors. We see that the first position is Bank of Baroda. Second is HCL Technologies. This was a recent addition to the model. Then we have Hindustan Zinc, Siemens India Limited, and Tata Consultancy Services. So we have some basic materials exposure, financials, technology, so the different cross sections of the Indian stock market. And these names were found through objective inputs. We just simply compare those stocks against each other, find those areas of leadership, invest. If one of those stocks weakens, let's say it falls, or let's say it begins to lose those relative strength contests, or from a cricket analogy, it loses a cricket match. It begins to slip down, it's kicked out of the model, then you buy the next highest one that's not in the model. It's as simple as that. So you find those areas of leadership while avoid those areas of weakness. So these 5 stocks are some of the strongest stocks in the Indian equity model, in the India market right now. And if we look at the technical pictures, we see that they're all trading on positive trends and they all exhibit superior relative strength or superior outperformance against the market as well as their peers. So if you look at Bank of Baroda, we see that it's trading in a positive trend. We see that it's a 5 for 5er, which meets all of our technical attribute requirements, and it just broke through its February top and it pulled back. So if you just looked at this just on an individual basis, it looks fine. But then when you see it in the model, it looks even stronger. Now if you look at HCL Technologies, which I said it was one of the recent additions, you know, it had a significant pullback there in December and then January. We saw it pull back even further. Now it just bounced back up and it looks great here. Positive trend. We just saw its weekly momentum turn positive as well, and it's a 5 for 5er. And then Hindustan Zinc. This is a part of our basic materials exposure. Commodities are very strong right now, and this stock is strong as well. 5 for 5er, positive trend, looks good here on the pullback. And then Siemens India. This is going to be your industrial exposure, which is currently favored right now in the India stock market. And 5 for 5, positive trend. It just reversed up and is now testing resistance. And then Tata Consultancy Service. This is another technology name, 5 for 5, positive momentum and trading a positive trend. So just by looking at the technical pictures of these stocks, they look very strong. But then when we put them together, it's even stronger. So when you think of the India model, it's important to think of it as a whole, because we can analyze these individual pictures all we want, but when we look at the model as itself, we see that it exhibits the type of action we've seen in the India equity market. We've had a drawdown, we've pulled back, but now we're seeing a resurgence. We're seeing a reversal up on the X's. We're going to see demand pick up in the model and as well as in these stocks. So that is our India equity model. You can find those positions on the picks on the DWA page on Stock Easy. And so have fun tomorrow watching India play Sri Lanka. Have a great time, and I look forward to see who's the victor. But all in all, when you think about relative strength, just think of it as a competition. It's a contest. It's an arm wrestling match. It's a cricket match. It's a soccer match. One team against another. One stock against another, or one stock against the index. It's as simple as that. Now, if you ever have any questions or concerns, feel free to message me on Stock Easy or write something in the Q&A section of Stock Easy or friend me, because we're happy to help here at Dorsey Wright, and we want to get to learn more about what you guys have and what you guys are thinking about the Indian market right now. So send a message out. Use the buzz. There's so many unique social features on Stock Easy right now, so take advantage of them. But it's been great talking to you, and have a great weekend, and I'll see you next week.